Welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who has 99 minutes until his Liam Neeson mask starts melting. It's David Cross.
Don't call me a freak.
That's a
What's up?
Beautiful mask that you're wearing right now, David.
Thank you. I went vintage, Liam as well. So, Darkman era, a little after.
1990 Liam Neeson was just so kind of naive looking and full of hope. And now he's just taken Liam Neeson. He's just kind of a tough guy Neeson. But back then he was like this really nice, earnest guy.
And really gangly.
Yeah.
And I was looking at him, I was like, he's tall.
It's wild that a couple years after this, Frances McDormand, 4 years, Frances McDormand is in Fargo. And a few years after this, he's in Schindler's List. So the cast of Darkman, they went on to some bigger and better things, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was like, everyone in this is pretty talented and really blew up. It's definitely a time capsule from 1990.
It looks beautiful, though. So I was listening to the commentary with Bill Pope. I mean, I just love hearing about how because this is a guy, Bill Pope, who's done some of the biggest movies you can think of. I mean, he's done like all the Spider-Man movies. The guy's just blown up as a cinematographer. He did Army of Darkness as well, which is pretty much all you need. But he was talking about working with Sam Raimi, like just the amount of work that went into making this movie. Just like, they shot for 65 days and then they ended up going to 100 days. They would do 100, they did 19 setups a day.
Wow.
They just move. And his interview with Sam Raimi, Sam just goes, hey, so, I'm going to tell you what to do and you're going to do it. Cool? And Bill Pope goes, yeah, absolutely. It was his first movie. And that was their interview. That was it. Like, I'm going to tell you what to do and you're going to do it. And Bill Pope was still doing music videos. He had done some big videos, but yeah, he took the job because Barry Sonnenfeld recommended him for it.
But wasn't this like Sam Raimi's like first or second studio movie?
Yeah, so he had done Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2.
And wait, Crime Wave? He did Crime Wave.
Oh yeah, that was like early independent, was it not?
I think it was independent.
Yeah.
What I was trying to get at is like this is still pretty early in his career.
Oh, this is super early, and I guess they had been directing for a long time. He has movies all the way back to 72, but it was like little 8mm shorts. But then he did Evil Dead, then he did Crime Wave, and then he did The Sappy Sap. Then he did Evil Dead 2. He did Iggy Pop music video. He did another short, and then he jumped to Darkman. And then that led to Army of Darkness, Quick and the Dead, Simple Plan, For Love of the Game, The Gift, Spider-Man 1 through 3, Drag Me to Hell, Oz the Great and the Powerful. And now he's doing Doctor Strange, yes. But but for such a young director making his studio movie in LA, so Frances McDormand on this wonderful oral history of the film, she called this an art movie. And I would agree.
I would agree too. In the sense that it's a movie trying to mimic what it feels like to read a comic book. And it succeeds. It very well succeeds. I in the review that I posted yesterday for this, I talked about how it's difficult to get a good splash page or something that looks like a splash page in cinema, and this movie nails it with all the various like CGI and focusing on Peyton's face.
It just and also there's this beautiful when he goes back into his lab after it's been burnt down, there's a crane shot that establishes the entire burnt down lab. That's beautiful. It's like just this movie when you could look at it, you know what? All right, this is a movie that you have to look. This is stupid. This is very stupid. But some movies you don't really have to, you can background watch them. But when you really should, you owe it to yourself to sit down and just absorb this movie. Because, there's a lot of Evil Dead DNA in here as well. And also there's a lot of Spider-Man with the rainy alleyways. And like Bill Pope was talking to Sam Raimi and Sam's like, yeah, I just borrowed shots directly from Darkman and put them in Spider-Man. So it's this interesting combo where he's still young and he's still taking all these chances. And then you see the influence later. But there's just some really beautiful shots where he's in the alley and all the water's flooding down and it starts going down the drain and he's watching it. And just the gonzo shots of he's stealing people's faces. He's face-offing people. But I guess Mission Impossible was before then. But yeah, so I mean, it's just a neat gonzo successful. I mean, $16 million and it went on the gross 49. Oh,
Yeah.
bonkers. Pretty like tough, violent. I mean, once he starts murdering people, he just starts murdering folks. Like it's not like he's trying to be like Batman. He wants to kill people in this movie, and it earns its R rating. And I love that turn to it. I don't know if you dug that too.
Yeah, I did. I dig R-rated superhero movies, and we hear a lot of complaining out there, like, why can't we get an R-rated one? Why can't we get a more serious superhero movie? This is it, dudes. It's like this and Logan. This is it. Like, it's not my fault that you don't know that this exists. Pay attention.
And it's like people with Black Panther too. They're like, yeah, like Black Panther's so great, and then people are like, guys, there's Blade, like an R-rated, awesome movie. Like there are R-rated superheroes. I mean, Punisher Warzone. Just watch that one. Holy mackerel. So yeah, but this is this weird. I love just the different setups, and what's kind of crazy is there's just so many shots in this movie. You know, they deleted a 10-minute dream sequences in this. This is kind of actually a punk rock movie, and I know you've probably done tons of research and listened to the commentaries, but Raimi wanted to direct a Shadow movie, The Shadow. They said no, so he just went and took his favorite aspects of movies, like A Man of a Thousand Faces, Frankenstein, just the Shadow. He went and just created his own superhero movie.
Yeah, Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom of the Opera. Yeah, this is very Phantom of the Opera, like to the point of which I was like, when I read that oral history after I watched the movie, and I was like, and I had made that connection before I read the oral history, and I was like, oh yeah, this makes sense.
It's so odd. It's kind of punk rock though. He's okay. You're not going to do it, so I'm going to go write my own movie. And then
yeah,
I love how right when Picture Lock was happening, they went back and edited it, and they turned in the Sam Raimi edit, and then they locked it, and then the studio was furious at them for re-editing the movie. Why don't we
explain what all that means? Because I didn't understand any of that terminology until I read that oral history.
Right. So
you would know better than me. You would know better than me.
Yeah, I'll read what Rod Tappert, the producer, Sam Raimi's longtime producer, had to say. So he wrote, "I don't mind saying this now, and Sam will probably be unhappy. But the studio said there's nothing we can do to save this picture. Let's lock it. Smith cut approved." So they had a producer cut approved. So the producer came in, a new editor came in and locked it. So what happens is an editor came in to work on Sam's movie, and the editor edited it. When you say cut, that's the same thing as edited. I'm going to say cut. It's easier to say. Cut it into something that he thought mass consumption would like, a studio would like, something more accessible to the mainstream. So we locked the picture on Friday night at 5 p.m. We were incredibly disheartened and dispirited. And Sam's present editor, a guy by the name of Bob Murawski, said, "There's a much better movie than what we are locking right now." So the decision was made that we would re-edit the movie. So the studio approved the Smith cut, right? But then they said, we can make this better. So we spent 48 hours basically recutting the entire movie, restoring things we thought were important. We added 9 minutes back in on an already short movie. This movie's beautifully short, by the way, 96 minutes. And we added 9 minutes back in, things we really liked that the preview audiences would recoil from. But that's what it was meant to do. We locked it and didn't tell anybody. And so people were absolutely furious. Like there's a huge outcry. Then they changed it up. They already sent it out to the critics. Then Sam and Rob, the producers and the editors fought for the cut. And the studio, like the heads of the studio were furious at them because they added those 9 minutes back in. And so they basically, the studio locked an edit. They went back in for 48 hours and changed that edit and added stuff back in. Then they locked that and didn't tell the studio. Then they sent it out to critics.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I think it does make sense. And it's a wild move. Because if this movie had not gotten positive reviews, like everyone would have been canned, basically. They wouldn't have worked in Hollywood again.
Mm-hmm. It was punk rock, man. It was pretty cool that they went and did this. But they had this vision. I mean, that's the thing about Sam Raimi is when you allow him his full vision, I think that's when he flourishes. But when he's restricted, maybe on like Spider-Man 3 and movies like that, that's when they really suffer. I think you just got to give him the reins. and let him tell his story. But yeah, they didn't like his cut. They had all these weird dream sequences that they cut, which I would love to see. And but you never hear this story. And so he made his own superhero movie. Then they went behind the studio's back and recut it. And then this movie was a success. I mean, it's 85% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. And it spawned 2 direct-to-DVD VHS sequels. So, I don't know, I'm just the Dutch angles, the zoom-ins, the pans, like they were never, the camera never was stationary. And the one time it was stationary on a tripod, some sticks, they did a 360 shot on it. So it's such a technically innovative shot with a lot of mush in the have you heard that term?
No, I haven't.
So I'm a big Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi fan. I listen to all their commentaries, and what they call the stuff in the foreground and the background, props wise, we need more mush. So if you're looking at a shot and there's not enough in there, we need more mush. So then they go throw park a car in front of it, or throw a bunch of trash on the ground to have more mush in the shot. So that's what you call it. And
yeah.
And this is another thing, I'm talking a lot, but during the production, Sam Raimi had so many different shots that Bill Pope, the cinematographer, he started doing an A through Z list of all of his shots. So when Sam Raimi would ask for something, Bill Pope would tell his crew, hey, we need an L, we need a Z. So he had an A through Z list of Sam Raimi's shots. That's how many there were. And so he just knew it. And I gotta tell you, Bill Pope went on to do Alita Battle Angel, Baby Driver, Jungle Book, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, World's End, Matrix, all the Matrix movies. He did Bedazzled, which is kind of amazing. Zero Effect, Bound, Clueless. He did Blank Check, Fire in the Sky. Oh, that's probably why that movie hurts my soul. And before that, he did Metallica videos and Sting. But yeah, so he moved on to bigger and better things. I guess I'm being a nerd and geeking out about the technical issues of this film, really not talking about the character himself, but I just love how Sam Raimi worked back in the day.
And some other things I guess we should throw in there where we're talking about just the history of this film is it went through 12 drafts.
Yeah.
And as a writer, I'm working through probably the 5th draft of my novel. I'm about to pull my hair out. I'm turning my hair gray. I can't imagine doing 12 drafts of anything, literally anything. Mm-hmm. And I'm mentioning this because it seemed to me that there was a lot of studio interference from the beginning of this project. And what the studio was trying to do was capitalize off of the success of Batman from the year before. So they wanted more of a Batman picture. And then he turned in this wild, R-rated, wacky adventure. And I say wacky there's a couple of moments in this movie that are very weird, but I love them.
Oh, wacky's the perfect term, I would say. Yeah, I mean, I bet you it got greenlit because of Batman's popularity. It was Sam Raimi's baby, and then they probably wanted to change it around a lot. But it seems like, so this movie shot for 100 days, David. That's insane.
I mean, put that into context for me, because you got so much better understanding for me. Like I thought most movies shot for 100 days.
No, I mean, so Captain America: Civil War, right? That shot for 100 days, but that's 2 hours and 45 minutes. I bet you they shot 3.5 hours because of all the stunts, the gags, the second unit, that kind of stuff. I've also worked on movies that shot in 12 days. I've worked on movies that shot in 37 days. A couple of the blockbusters I worked on, they were like 65 days. So I guess what shocks me is a blockbuster, those typically go more days. Except a Spielberg movie, those fly. Or a Ridley Scott movie, those fly. But you have a mid-range movie like this with not the biggest budget shooting in LA going 100 days. That's big. That's a long shoot. And I think a lot of it is because you just have so many different shots when you're doing 19 different setups. The different, when we first meet Peyton and he's recreating the nose, it's not one shot, but it takes you through the whole process. Sam wanted all of that. And the helicopter scenes were shot over 4 weekends over LA with hundreds of PAs locking up the streets. This was a huge deal, but without the biggest budget. So I'm amazed how far the money got stretched is what I'm saying to make 100 days on this movie.
Yeah, I was reading that. So we're gonna take another step back. talking about the locking again. So what led to this is that they put a longer version of this movie out, and there was really bad audience testing, like horrible, absolutely horrible. And then I read that Danny Elfman, who was very excited about this movie and he did the score, felt so bad that he was going to try to give his money back to Sam Raimi so they could use that to like keep working on the film.
I became a lifelong Danny Elfman fan after reading what he had to say in that oral history.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Such a cool dude.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I saw Evil Dead. I was like, I got to work with him.
Yeah.
And he was fighting for Raimi, which is why the composer is fighting for Sam Raimi. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
so before we jump into maybe like talking about the movie, because we're still nerding out about all the history of this, do you want to talk about the Bruce Campbell connection?
Oh gosh, with all the yelling, and he was going through a divorce and needed money.
Yes, it's so good. I didn't know this until I read the oral history.
Yeah, it was so funny, and I think he talks about it in his books too. If Chins Could Kill, I love his books, but yeah, just him. I just love. He was going through a divorce. He needed money, and so a lot of the yells in this movie are his, and he appears at the very end, and they wanted him for the sequel, but they never ended up shooting it. But
they wanted him for this film. They wanted him to play Darkman, but
they did.
But he was too fresh. They didn't think he could handle it.
Man, Liam Neeson was good. I think Liam Neeson nailed it. And man, just watching him go bananas in those scenes. But yeah, I just love when you watch it and you hear a lot of the screams. That's Bruce Campbell. It's just, man, they just brought him in because he needed money, and so he hung out with Sam Raimi in the editing room and yelled a lot.
help with the sound.
Yeah.
It's a very not Bruce Campbell thing to do, but it's also a Bruce Campbell thing to do. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Because he wasn't quite there yet. He wasn't. He had the Evil Dead movies under his belt, but he hadn't jumped onto Briscoe County yet. I mean, he kept trying out for movies and almost getting them. Phantom, Congo. I love that they just gave him a spare role in Congo because they didn't give him the other thing.
That's how he grew his career, basically. He's like a bit player, and then everyone's like, we like the chin.
You know his credit in this movie is Final Shemp?
Yeah, I saw that, and I laughed really hard.
Oh, it makes me happy.
It's a reference to Three Stooges.
Yep. And like
I don't know much more than that.
Yeah, they always call it Shemps in these movies. Like once you read all their books and listen to their commentaries, they have a great language. So like talking about mush mush and Shemps and gags. Oh man, I love hearing it because these guys, like Sam Raimi and his crew, they were making movies in Detroit from early on, and I think they just like Evil Dead was sheer ingenuity. Evil Dead 2 was so, like inventive and fun. So these guys just I don't know. I know we're talking about Darkman, but why do you think Campbell's career never exploded? Do you think it's his acting ability? What do you think it is?
No, I think he's actually a good actor. It's just that he leans into camp really hard. I mean, that's hard to explain because, like, you and I know who he is. I think a lot of people know who he is. He definitely had a pretty solid career, but he was never, like, A-lister status. He was always, like, B-. That's a great question. I do not know. I mean, it probably has something to do with him being in Army of Darkness, which didn't do very well in the theater.
Great point. That was a big budget lead, and he's very good. But that movie's that's one of my favorite movies. But it's very abrasive.
I love that movie. Yeah,
and his character great. When he's just looking at women and he goes blow. First you want to kill me, no, you want to kiss me. He's just such a but the performance is great. But the wavelength, maybe. Do you think his wavelength was very niche? And the people who connect with Bruce Campbell connect with Bruce Campbell. I just think the majority of the mainstream probably didn't.
Yeah. He's into physical gags in horror movies, right? That is a very strange mix of stuff to put together. Like what other things he did? Like Maniac Cop.
Bubba Hotep.
I love Bubba Hotep, but it's like that camp. He's very, very campy. And when was the last time a purposely campy movie, made $1 billion? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, it's and you know what's funny too? I don't know. He wrote a book called Make Love the Bruce Campbell Way, and he got drafted. He got cast in a Mike Nichols film with Renee Zellweger and Richard Gere, and he turned it into a B movie. and then it never ended up getting completed, and everyone just went their own separate ways. And then he found a bootleg of it, I think in Japan years later. That's what his book is about, how he wrecked the Mike Nichols movie because he added too much camp and B-movie sensibility into it.
But if that's what he loves, that's what he loves. It's got him this far. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, for sure. But have you listened to our Icebreaker episode?
I have not. I don't know what Icebreaker is.
So Adam Hodgins and I, who you've done the drafts with, we talked about a movie called Icebreaker starring Sean Astin battling Bruce Campbell at a lodge. It's basically Die Hard, but Bruce Campbell is Hans Gruber and Sean Astin is John McClane.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Is this when they're like camping?
No, they're at a lodge.
Okay.
And there's mountain burgers and there's a bald Bruce Campbell. And there's Sean Astin getting picked up by a henchman during a kitchen fight and looking like he got slammed on the ground with fear in his face. But I digress. We're getting away from Darkman here.
No, all right, one more sidebar. I do love after Die Hard, there was all those movies like this one you just talked about, but also Sudden Death. Like, okay, one man is trapped alone in a location and has to save the day. And they're like trying to figure out all the various locations they can do.
And I love that it became, what's the best Die Hard ripoff? Like, this is the best of the ripoffs.
Yeah, it's Speed.
Yeah. Speed is great. I think Sudden Death is underappreciated. Great kitchen fight, and there's a chicken bone death that's unbelievable.
Oh. Do you want to actually get into this film? You want to? We were like, here's a lead up to Darkman, which we both love. But let's actually talk about the movie.
Yeah, I guess it all kicks off with Frances McDormand's character. Annie, she gets a hold of this thing she shouldn't have. What's the name of the papers again? She gets a hold of
bribery to the zoning commission.
Yeah, so they find paper
to build a city.
Yeah, so he wants to build this future city. Frances McDormand accidentally gets some papers. Liam Neeson sees it. The wonderful villain Robert Durant, played by Larry Drake, who crushes it, comes into Liam Neeson's office. Or I'm sorry, Dr. Peyton Westlake. It feels weird calling Liam Neeson Peyton. But
it's not a great superhero name. Like, superhero names typically have like a double cadence. It'd be like
Bruce Wayne, right? Or
he's not. I wouldn't even say he's a great one. Like Clark Kent, the double sounds.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be like Peyton. What's the name with the into the P? I can't even think of.
Peyton Prop.
Or William Westlake. Like, that's what it would be. Like Wally West is the Flash. You do. A lot of these superhero names have like a double sound. Peter Parker.
Wade Wilson.
Exactly. It's interesting that actually Bruce Wayne doesn't have that one, but he has the Caped Crusader, so that kind of counts.
Yeah, so you have Peyton, but Peyton gets killed because not killed, but they come destroy his lab. But also Peyton is working on this technology that can recreate human skin for people's faces, but it only lasts for 99 minutes. His lab blows up. He somehow survives. These doctors get a hold of him and make him a superhero, but since he can't feel pain anymore, his psyche draws from his emotions, which makes him unpredictable, violent, and super strong.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's him getting revenge. What?
And also lachrymose. Like he just, his emotions are all over this place. Like, he can be sad, he can be angry, he can start laughing. He's just unstable.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So during the really kind of grotesque and absurd carnival scene where he wants to win Julie, not Annie, I'm sorry, Julie, an elephant, a stuffed elephant, and he isn't given it. Where did he get his wonderful coral shirt and green sweater?
That's a great question, because throughout this whole movie, he had access to more money than he should have.
Yeah, and full technology.
Yeah.
And cameras.
He's a smart guy. I imagine that he stole a bunch of money from the henchman that he killed near the beginning.
Oh, you're right, he did.
Yeah,
Because
where's
the money?
But I think he.
Oh yeah, because he goes to his place. Yeah, that's. Yeah. Oh man, you just nailed
it. The real question there is though, like, why didn't he just wear clean clothing for the whole time? Because he got back into disgusting homeless man clothing that he found in a dumpster after escaping the hospital, and he could have just worn clean clothing.
Do you think a duality has happened where he's starting to become Darkman and he's everyone and no one, and so he'll move into it, but he does have his phantom moments. He's going a little crazy, and so he embraces the darkness to dress like that.
Maybe. I think that's a good visual indicator. He's trying to be Peyton, but he's not Peyton. He is Darkman. Yeah, I think that could be a good explanation. I mean, I would still upgrade my wardrobe to get cleaner overcoat and a nicer hat, but that's me.
Those are gross clothes to be wearing on top of burns.
Exactly. I was thinking about that too. I'm glad you brought it up. I was like, yeah, he's definitely going to get an infection.
And it's just so he blows up. He actually escapes the lab. It's pretty interesting that they.
I mean, escapes by being blown out a window and landing in disgusting tributary water.
Yeah, he's in gross tributary water, and then they put him on this thing where they're spinning him. You get a John Landis cameo. You learn about his new super abilities, and then he just goes on a brutal mission to murder people. When he kills Ted Raimi as Ricky, I love though when Ricky shoots. Yakito, the assistant, and then later on when they're walking out, Durant just goes, "You're doing a great job, Ricky. That was a great shot." And he puts his arm on him.
That's Sam Raimi's younger brother, I believe.
Yeah, and and I know this is random, but he also appears in the Clear and Present Danger and Patriot Games movies, where in this movie there's a lot of Liam Neeson looking into what do you call it? The petri dish with the magnifying glass? What is a microscope? But then Ted Raimi does a lot of that in the Patriot Game Clear and Present Danger movies. That's a really random pull. But yeah,
it's just as random as me saying that guy was in Sequest, and I love Sequest. AKA reverse Star Trek.
Yeah, Underwater with Roy Scheider.
For only the first season.
That was brilliant casting though for him. I guess. Let's put him back in the water. But no, it's as this movie moves along, for me, we've talked about other movies sort of being like a fever dream almost, where specifically I would say Wolfman.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is also random, but I was talking with Adam Hodgins. He's on this podcast a lot, and you've worked with him. But he said that when I first met him in 2011, I was raving about the Wolfman during a Comic-Con in Toronto. So I've long been a fan of that movie. But this one, I think because of the bonkers editing and the wacky moments, this movie does play like a blur. It doesn't. Does it really linger in your memory, David, when you think about it later on, or does the kind of tone and mood?
The tone and mood in a couple scenes really, really stand out, but you're right. The whole film is off balance, and I think that's a purposeful choice to get into the psyche of Darkman. And so you were talking about earlier how the camera never stops moving. I felt that was made to heighten your connection with Darkman, because he's all over the place. He's angry, he's sad, he's depressed, he's vengeful. It does. It pinballs. It pinballs all over the place, and usually I wouldn't say that's a benefit to a movie, but it 100% works here. In terms of the scenes that I absolutely always remember, I would probably never take this scene out of my brain, is Liam Neeson wearing a funnel, dancing
for a cat.
For a cat, yeah. That is probably a scene the studio wanted to cut, and I am so happy they put it back in.
Well, and Bill Pope on the commentary was just saying that, man, he said that Sam just put Liam through the ringer. And also, Liam wanted to be called Darkman on set in the beginning. So he's like, just call me Darkman so I can stay in character. So in between every shot, Sam Raimi would be like, hey, Darkman, you want to go get some coffee? Hey, Darkman, I'm going to Crafty. You want some Crafty? Hey, Darkman, we're going to dinner. You want to go get some dinner? Hey, Darkman. And then a couple days later, Liam Neeson just went, hey, guys, please stop calling me Darkman. So Sam busted his chops and got him to stop wanting to be called Darkman because Sam was just messing with him so much.
That sounds like something Sam Raimi would do.
Yeah, and you know what else is funny?
With someone innocently.
Bill Pope was saying that on these sets, Bill's like, hey, maybe we should do this Dutch angle over here and do that. And Sam's like, that's stupid. And then he would turn around and he's like, okay, guys, what we're going to do here is this Dutch angle. And he would look at the crafty table and be like, guys, I slaved away all night for you guys. You're not eating this? What's going on? So and he wore a suit and tie every day to work. He always had a tie. And You know what? You know how I know people like this movie, liked working on this movie, David?
Why?
Liam Neeson came back for an interview for the Scream Factory Blu-ray. Frances McDormand came back for the oral history. So normally when you get these movies and these oral histories and the star doesn't come back or do any interviews, I know they could be busy, but it seemed like they went out of their way to be there for this movie's 30th anniversary.
Yeah. So before we go any further, I need to apologize to our listeners because you can hear sirens flying down our street coming to take us away because of our bad opinions about movies. What's really happening is I live close to a fire station, and apparently there's a fire somewhere nearby. So if you hear that in the background, just ignore it.
Also, it's cold in New York right now, so if you hear a heater.
Yes. That's I live in a one-bedroom apartment with my partner, and we are doing our best to get through this, but it's a very small amount of space.
So David's bundled up right now. He's suffering for the show, which I really appreciate you doing here. But hey, before we go on break, since we've talked about this movie, do you want to do our top 5 favorite moments from this movie?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
So I guess I can start.
Okay.
So I think the most beautiful thing about this movie is, so in the beginning, you have we meet Eddie Black, a rival crime boss, and he's in a warehouse and he's talking to all of his people. And Durant and his crew come up for a meeting. And Durant and his crew, they get frisked for weapons and guns and everything. But while they're being frisked, somebody pulls out nunchucks. And
I knew you were going to talk about this.
Drops it on the ground. So, like, someone brought nunchucks to a gang gunfight. And it's just such a gag, and it's so funny and random that it puts you onto the tone of the movie almost immediately when you realize that why does he have nunchucks? And it gets you on the wavelength almost immediately. So that's my number 1 or 5, whatever.
No, that's amazing. I saw that moment, and I knew you were going to talk about it. Like from moment 1, this movie, it feels like an homage to golden era comic books, pulp movies, not pulp movies, pulp books, and then radio serials, but just in the early 90s. Mm-hmm. There was like a period, maybe we've talked about this, but all those movies and all those things that happened in the early 40s had a revival in the mid 90s.
The Shadow, the
Phantom. I'm going to say Rocket Man, but Rocket Man was made in the 80s, but it was a pastiche to the 90s. This movie, which I would have never thought of until I recently saw it. Everyone was really obsessed with the 40s for a bit.
Yeah, like Rocketeer. Mm-hmm. And, this one had that vibe. And, oh man, what was your favorite out of all those?
Yeah, that's a great question. I absolutely adore Rocket Man.
Rocketeer?
The Rocketeer. Yeah, it's a fantastic movie.
It's beautiful to look at.
Yeah, it's a great film. I believe you've covered it.
Mm-hmm.
It's something I really want to see a remake to or a sequel. I want to see it done again. It's just very, very good.
Bruce Campbell almost got that role.
Yeah, this is gonna sound funny. I kind of dig The Phantom because I am a Billy Zane fan.
The Phantom's fun. Treat Williams is a blast. The production design is fun. It's silly. James Remar is never bad.
Yeah. What about you? What's your favorite?
Oh, Rocketeer. But if I had to watch them over and over, I would put on Darkman.
Yeah. I mean, would you do The Iron Giant, which is clearly in this vein?
Man, that's not fair because it's so good.
I've never seen it.
Oh, Iron Giant's it's beautiful, but it tugs on you. So I wouldn't watch it all the time. I would put this on before I put on anything else because Rocketeer, like Jennifer Connelly's great in that. No, man. This one's the shortest, so I'll just put this one on.
Okay. All right. So let me do my number 5. My number 5 is sticking Ricky's head up through the grates and having him get hit. It's just so wacky.
And
it's terrifying, but also like it looks really funny.
Ricky gave him the information too.
Yeah.
And then he kills him.
Yeah. So let's talk about that for a second. We keep calling this a superhero movie. At this point, it's not a superhero movie. If this is a revenge flick,
This is more old boy.
Yeah. This is just someone out to murder people who happens to have some superpowers. Much more anti-hero. Not even anti-heroes. Like, all right, so with superheroes, typically you would have a secret identity, a costume of some sort that's easily recognizable, and some type of mission, typically a moral mission. In this case, it's not a moral mission. He's just out there just getting revenge. He doesn't care about all the crime. He only cares about saving, Julie.
Yeah. There's no moral mission to this. It's murder.
Yeah, except at the end, then it feels like he's like, you know what? Now I'm going to save the rest of the city, whatever nameless city they're in.
I guess you got to get that off your chest first.
Yeah, but it's a good scene. And it feels like Batman take it up a notch, you know what I mean? Like the 89's Batman's like kind of dark, but it's still a PG-13 movie. And this is what someone who's really screwed up would actually do.
That's a great point. This guy's really screwed up. And this is what he would actually do. Wow, I dig it. That's a great point. I love, I mean, it's a great, he just murders that dude after he gives him info. So I'm going to drop my number 4. I think it's when the fake leg gets pulled off of the guy
so good.
to murder all of Eddie Black's henchmen. So they frisk all their weapons, but then they pull a fake leg machine gun with about 7,000 bullets in it and just start murdering all the henchmen. But the best part for me comes by later on when the guy is still he's trying to get his balance and he's hopping up in the background and the henchman just puts his arm out. The other long-haired henchman puts his arm out and the guy just grabs onto it to stable himself. It's just a little touch, a little gonzo, funny touch, wacky touch. And in the first 5 minutes of this movie, you know almost what you're watching. After all the fingers get cut off too. Oof. But no, I love that scene. Where he just puts his arm out and the guy balances himself on it. It's perfect.
It felt very Dick Tracy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like very Dick Tracy, and I appreciate that. So my number 4, I kind of touched on it a little bit, but this feels like a screw you to the Batman movie 1989. Because it's just like you want to go dark, I'll go dark. This is what actually a dark superhero movie is.
Yeah, no, it is.
Really. I love Batman 89. I absolutely think it's a fantastic movie, but this is definitely much more like this is what Bruce Wayne would kind of be like. He's on a mission for revenge.
It's gone insane and just murdering people.
I mean, Bruce Wayne is insane. He is a broken human being.
That's why Keaton's the best, right? Do you think that's why Keaton's the best? Because he just waits around being called to go murder people, and
he hangs upside down like a bat, and he's not all there.
Remember with the Joker, you want to mess around, or what does he say? You want to get crazy?
Crazy.
Yeah, he's still my favorite. I don't like a rational Batman murdering people. Like I want a crazy person going around waiting to be called. Oh. All right, so that was your 4th?
Yeah.
All right, so me. Okay, we've already talked about this, but I'm going to say that random Rick, I'm proud of you moment. So after Rick murders the lab assistant and they're walking out, Durant just goes, hey, man, I'm proud of you. And that was ad-libbed by Larry Drake. So as he was leaving, he wanted to have a weird father-son relationship, or maybe he liked Ricky. So he was proud of him. But it's just, Rick, I'm proud of you. It's just, you have a secondary henchman saying to his henchman, I'm proud of you, after murdering a lab assistant. And it just makes me laugh, because it's just so random.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you like the characters a little bit more.
Yep.
So my number 3 is the special effects and cinematography. So I hadn't seen this movie in a very long time. So when I watched this, I was quasi blown away from how interesting the special effects were and how much they reminded me of reading a comic book.
Beautiful. Just
yeah.
They still look good today because everything's in camera, and some of it's green screened, like the helicopter bits. But they also picked the dude up. Every time that they took a guy up on the helicopter, that stuntman would refuse to do it again. So they had to keep finding new stuntmen to drag around on a helicopter.
That sounds terrifying. I mean, I was actually thinking about that when I was watching it. I was like, this looks very unsafe compared to other things I've seen.
Hundreds of PAs were hired to just lock down downtown. So They had hundreds. They had a truck full of walkie-talkies. And I've been a walkie-talkie. I've been in charge of walkie-talkies on film sets. That'd be the worst job in the history of the planet because they're all so expensive. Oh, all right. So my number 2 is the elephant moment. Take the damn elephant. When he wants to win her an elephant and his just temper gets away from him. And just the way the camera shoots and they frame it like almost a horror picture with just the tilted angles, you walk in with the Steadicam right up into the guy's face. Just the heightened aesthetic of it all. It's very carnival, old school carnival, freaky. And it just shows that he's losing his mind, the character. And he's trying, but he just can't. He's realizing at that point that he can't have a relationship because he's already murdered. He's already killed. He's just gone. And the way they play it is just so gonzo and perfect and weird and not mainstream. So that's my number 2.
To piggyback on that discussion, when I saw that scene, one of the things that stuck out to me was he has 99 minutes. And he's like, okay, we're going to go on a date for 99 minutes, which is terrible, right? He's like, we're going to do all the rides. I'm going to win you some stuff, and then I'm going to dip out of here as fast as possible.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's such a bad idea. He hasn't figured it out yet. He's bad at it now. He's naive, too. And that's what also makes it interesting, right? He hasn't figured it out yet. But he wants to get her back, but he hasn't thought it through because he can't really think things through because he's kind of gone crazy. Yeah.
Okay, my number 2, and this is sort of a general theme here, is I love how beleaguered Darkman is, and just like he's like he can't believe things are happening to him, and I think that's exemplified when he's like, "You gotta be shitting me!" Like the helicopter and all the people are attacking his base. I laughed out loud when that happened.
Oh man, he doesn't know what he's doing yet.
Yeah, you gotta be shitting me.
Oh man. So good. Also, when he starts killing the henchmen in his lab, it's like a horror movie. He swaps their faces, he gets them killed, he dives out of nowhere, there's masks.
Yeah, and it kind of, he doesn't need to do all that stuff. Like when he dresses up as the other guy just to screw with him.
Oh yeah. It doesn't have to do any of it, but it's just so bonkers, and I love it. And yeah, it's perfect. You gotta be oh, it's perfect. All right, so my number 1 is just seeing Bruce at the end, Bruce Campbell. That's just, It makes me sad that I never got to see it, but I just love seeing Bruce Campbell in movies, and he looks pretty rakish in this shot. He looks pretty chinned, so I just seeing him in there made me happy. So I love a good Bruce cameo. That's my number 1.
The final shimp is great. My number 1, and we talked about this already, is Darkman wearing a photo dancing for a cat. It is one of the wildest things I have ever seen. But I think it really helps the film. It shows how unstable he is. And it is off-putting within the film, but you need it. It works very well for the character arc.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. It's amazing. And the wide shot that they do, like it's art. The way they framed it. You know that beam of light that comes into his lab? They just ripped the air conditioner off the ceiling. And that's how they kind of figured it off, which makes me happy. But no, it looks beautiful. It's weird. It's gonzo, and it's what the movie is. It's a movie, that's why I love Keaton's Batman. That's why I love this. That's why I love Unbreakable. He doesn't go crazy, but I like the weird aspects, the learning, the insanity, they're new at this. They're figuring it out. I don't know. I dig it all. It's cool. All right. So how about this? Let's take a quick break, and then we come back. We will talk more Darkman. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. And I have an interesting thing we're going to do here. We're going to talk about more Darkman, as we always do. But since you're on the show, David, I want us to do a fun, quick draft real fast, in which we pick superheroes from movies that are not like comic book superhero movies. Does that make sense? So Darkman was not based on a comic book, but yet it's in parentheses, quote unquote, a superhero movie. Yes. So we pick characters from non-comic book, quotation mark, superhero movies, or, regular movies. I have a couple of weird things I'm going to ask you about. And we'll put together a super squad of superheroes from non-comic book movies.
Okay. I have 2 sidebars I want to go into about this. The first is Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is based off of Batman the Animated Series. So she technically was not based off a comic book, but the cartoon was based off a comic book. She is a gray area. And I was like, do I want to include her? And I ultimately decided not to because she's not a superhero.
No, you're right. And if you see Harley Quinn on a list, you're going to be like, I get it, but does that make sense?
It's not quite. Yeah. And then the second one is, I did not include this character, but we should talk about whether she should be included, is Ripley from Aliens. Ripley is a superhero.
So, you know what? I think we should. I think we could, because I have a couple inclusions I want to add that might not be, but they are powerful kind of immortal beings with superhero powers. Okay. So,
yeah. I mean, superheroes is a very difficult term to like parse, because that's why I was talking about earlier, or like if you want to do a definition of them, you know, again, they have to have a secret identity, they have to have a moral code, they have to have some extraordinary power. But if you take that far enough back, like you get to the pulps, and from the pulps you get to like biblical stories and et cetera, et cetera. So like, I don't know, we could do Samson.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a question for you.
Okay.
Can I do Zohan from You Do Not Mess with the Zohan?
So he has a secret identity.
Yep. He can swim faster than jet skis.
Okay.
He can catch bullets. He can put piranha. He feels no pain. He puts piranhas in his pants, and he doesn't feel anything. He can pretzel people up. He can do push-ups like while floating. I mean, he is fast, strong, dodging bullets. He's essentially like he is Captain America basically, but Zohan.
Does he have a costume?
He has a gimmick, though, right? So he has...
Yeah.
So he has his gimmick that everyone knows him as. So I wouldn't say he has a costume. Does that not make him a superhero?
I feel like you have to have some type of easily recognizable costume.
Okay.
And it sounds like he does have that because he's a hairdresser.
Yeah. I mean, Scrappy Coco.
Okay.
No.
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to go with it. I have a very wide interpretation of this.
So if you said no to that, I was going to say I want Ernest P. Worrell because he defies curses, he flies sleighs, he gets electrified, he survives the electric chair, he battles trolls, he can pick up 100+ troll, which we talked about in our Ernest Scared Stupid episode, easily. So he's inhumanly strong. And he has a uniform. But since you allowed Zohan, I'm keeping Zohan.
Okay. I mean, for you and I would also do Ernest. I do feel like we're trolling our audience a little bit, but you know what? Whatever.
That's the way we work, man. But I got more that are normal. So okay. I just had to go off with that but see, this is good though, because this kicks us off to what we're planning for this. We're getting everybody ready for it.
Okay. You know what? I think I went first last time, so why don't you go first?
Oh, Zohan.
Zohan. Okay, awesome. I'm going to pick Ripley. There's no doubt about that in my mind.
I mean, if you took clone Ripley, then she's really powerful. She's great at basketball, super strong, can wrestle with things. So yeah, I mean, that's perfect.
I mean, I'm taking specifically Aliens Ripley, who has the jumpsuit, who has those fancy boots, who has a super gun, who puts on an exoskeleton. Like, she is a superhero.
Perfect. I love it. So Ripley's in there. This one's weird for me, but I'm going to take Hannah from my super ex-girlfriend, and that's Anna Faris.
Is that Anna Faris or is that Uma Thurman?
No, so Uma is Anna. Oh man, we could do a really bad bit. No, that Anna, right? Anna is Hannah. I'm sorry. Hannah is Hannah Lewis, Anna Faris, who becomes powerful at the end and then teams up with Jenny to fight crime.
Huh. I haven't seen that, but it's on all the lists of superhero movies that aren't based off of comics.
Here's the thing. We need Anna Faris as a superhero in our movie.
Okay.
Because it's Anna Faris, and she's funny. And, I don't know, she plays a character named Hannah, and she battles Uma Thurman in this, fighting over Luke Wilson. And they throw sharks into apartments. Very interesting. All right, so that's mine.
I'm gonna look this one up. Just to make sure I got this right. My next one's gonna be Meteor Man. If it's not based off a comic book, I pulled this one from my brain, but I do not actually know if there's a comic book associated with it.
I looked that up too, and I didn't see that there was either.
It doesn't appear so. So I want to take Meteor Man. I remember watching this movie in the theater and having a really, really good time with it. I thought it was very funny. Again, I was very young, but it has very warm memories. So I'm going to take that one.
Gotta go with Meteor Man. I had that on my list. So, all right, since you did that, I'm going to go weird. I'm going to take a super brutal movie. I'm going to go to James Gunn's Super, and I'm going to take Frank, played by Rainn Wilson, because the murders that he inflicts on people with wrenches and various blunt force instruments are very, very bloody and very, very dark. So
I haven't seen that one either. It's like the number 1 or 2 on all of these lists.
It's mean. So I started to watch it one time and I turned it off. I just wasn't in the mindset for it, of just the meanness of it and how insane it is. So I turned it off, but then I revisited it later in a different state of mind, and it's brutal. It's just a gnarly, 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 gnarly movie. And, we need a guy with a wrench bludgeoning people's skulls to death in our team.
Okay, my next one is the dude from Unbreakable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have a great costume, but he has a costume.
He has a rain suit.
Yeah, and a baseball hat.
Yeah, rain suit and a baseball hat. And I mean, listen, Unbreakable is my favorite. David Dunn is that's my favorite superhero movie ever made.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I'm not being a hipster. I'm not being controversial. I love the relationship between him and Elijah Price, aka Mr. Glass, because here's this guy whose bones shatter easily. So in his head, he's just thinking, well, there might be someone opposite of me. So he goes and commits these terrorist attacks to see if there's someone like him out there. So he could have like a superhero and a super villain. And just watching David Dunn with his bench pressing, his son goes to shoot him, and just watching the scene where he attacks the guy in the orange jumpsuit at the house where there's that dead woman chained to a radiator and he's just spitting water on her, or beer on her, and one of the most brutal things I've ever seen in a PG-13 movie. I think it's full of life. It's full of wonder. It's emotional. It's visually interesting. It's unique. It's sensitive, and it features an amazing performance, a very restrained performance from Bruce Willis. It also features Robin Wright. Then you have Sam Jackson in just a beautiful supervillain role surrounded by comic books before that. It was even a thing. This was made in 2000. You have to understand, before all this stuff blew up. So it's my favorite superhero movie ever made.
It's good. Is it peak M. Night Shyamalan?
I think
it's
so.
It's close. It's very close.
I think since it wasn't Sixth Sense, there's so much hype on him. It would have been impossible for him to make anything that really lived up to Sixth Sense hype, because that was a blockbuster. I was working in a theater when that came out, and it was just inhumanly big, The Sixth Sense. So, I don't know. I love it. I think it's one of my favorite movies ever made, actually, Unbreakable. So,
yeah. I want to do a quick sidebar on M. Night Shyamalan. I will say that his movies are uneven, though I think I like more of them than I dislike them. But there's that joke, right? It's like, oh, here's the twist. That's from people not understanding film structure. Almost every movie you see has a twist in it. It's the third act reveal. You just don't understand what's happening. Mm-hmm. Literally.
It's an odd. And you know what I like about him too is Lady in the Water, The Happening. I'm not counting Another Earth or Airbender, but he's telling new stories and he's swinging big. And even if he misses, he's giving us something that is either confusing, confounding, perplexing, funny, but it's always something new and different. And that's what we want in movies. But then he became the butt of jokes. This guy was making interesting stuff, The Village, but then he was creating new things. And I don't know. And they were event movies and Signs. I don't know. It's just weird that people, I don't know, hey, this guy's creating interesting original films and we're just going to hate him. Stupid.
Yeah. He's willing to take risks.
Mm-hmm.
He's really, yeah. Like I can say there are definitely movies I just like remember. Like Airbender is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
See, I don't count that as a Shyamalan film. Like, I take that as I don't know, what is
A
it?
studio
Paycheck?
project.
Yeah.
Paycheck, money, money, money.
I do want to say one of my early articles when they weren't good yet, when I hadn't hit my writing stride, and they're not even great now. They're getting better. Well, no, my articles are good. I need to get over myself. But it feels weird saying. But I wrote an article saying that Shyamalan should go back to low budget filmmaking because he has his control and he doesn't have to worry about a studio. And then months later, The Visit was announced with Blumhouse, and now he's blowing up. So
Yeah.
I like to think that he read it. It's all my work, David.
Great.
All right.
Okay,
So
what's
I'm
your
up.
number? Yours.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go with Duncan MacLeod from the Highlander. Highlander?
Guy, you're gonna have to explain this one. Go ahead, explain this one to me.
Well, he's immortal. He doesn't have an outfit per se, but
He has a trench coat.
yeah, the trench coat. Oh, you're right. And he's immortal. The only way you can kill him is to chop off his head. He gets power from other people. That's a super. You are a super. So I had to pick Duncan MacLeod.
I'll allow it.
Good.
I just wanted to see what you'd say. I was always going to allow that one. You kidding me?
I love it. All right.
Okay. So this one is more in line with superheroes, but it's more inspiration for superheroes from, I would say what is it called? The pulps. So Zorro.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Zorro is basically Batman before Batman.
Yeah.
So I would 100%. And then I'm also very interested in rewatching those movies with Antonio Banderas.
Oh man, Martin Campbell directed the first one.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one who did Casino Royale, Goldeneye. Like, he knows what he's doing. It's nice. I love it. Zorro. So Banderas, Zorro.
Yep.
Beautiful. I'm gonna say Edna Mode from Incredibles.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, that's really good.
Everyone needs an outfitter, a Q. So I'm taking Edna Mode. Darling. Hey, darling.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So I'm gonna run through a couple that I don't really have my fifth one solidified. I was thinking one of the Power Rangers.
Ooh. Yeah, the White Ranger?
Potentially. Yeah, he's in the second one, I believe. RoboCop.
Very good.
Yeah. It doesn't feel right. Like, I kind of want a traditional non-superhero. Potentially the Max Power from Arch Enemy, which just came out, which is an interesting movie. I don't know if it's good, but it's interesting.
Well, does it capture tone well and know what it is?
It does know what it is. It captures tone well, but it's a little muddled.
Got it.
But it has some really cool concepts. I think it needed another pass at the script, or like a little bit of script doctoring. So there's also Toxic Avenger. I'm not really into Trauma anymore, so that wouldn't really do it. And then there's Hancock. Hancock showed up on all the lists, but I have never seen it. I can't tell you if it's a good movie or not.
He shoves a guy's head into his butt. Not Hancock's butt. I think he shoves a guy's head into his own butt. But he's too powerful. But the whale scene's funny where he throws a whale and it hits a boat. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay. So who do you got to finish it up?
Yeah, this is really hard. I am going to go with RoboCop.
Ooh.
He's clearly a superhero without a comic book. That's not based on a comic book.
I mean, in Verhoeven, so he has an edge. I like it. I didn't add him, but I love the addition. I love him. So I got one more, right?
Yes.
All right. So is Rita Vertasky from Edge of Tomorrow a superhero, or was she only a superhero because she could relive the same day over and over?
She has a secret name. She has a recognizable suit, and she has a moral mission. And yeah, I do it. Do it. Oh, I love that movie, by the way.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite action movies, and I think she's one of the coolest characters of recent memory. So I'm doing Rita Vertasky. I'm leaving out Steve Strong from Sky High and Blank Man and Frozone from Incredibles, by the way. But I'm happy with Hannah, Frank, Duncan, Edna, and Rita. It's perfect.
We have a lot of 80s action heroes. Okay, so we're going to knock this down to 5.
Yeah, so you have Ripley, Meteor Man, Zorro, RoboCop, and...
David Dunn.
Yeah, David Dunn.
So my number 1 is Ripley. Like, I have to have Ripley on our list. That's like the one I really want. Everyone else, I don't care.
Okay, so we got Ripley. We're going to keep Ripley. Let's see. So we'll do Ripley. Let's have some fun with this. Can we add Rita? Is Rita cool?
Rita?
Rita Vertasky?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we got Rita.
Even better.
We got Rita. Man, we got Rita and Ripley. That's amazing. All right, so we got 2, and we need to get 3 more for our team.
Do you want to do David Dunn?
Yeah, of course. Get some Bruce Willis.
Great. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's see. So we got that. So we've kind of stuck with people who don't have flying or super abilities yet. So
I mean, David Dunn is unbreakable.
Yeah, that's true, but he can't fly or have X-rays, right?
Yeah, he's just super strong and unbreakable.
So should we get do they need an Edna Mode to help them out as their Q?
Yes, 100%.
All right, so we have Rita, Edna, David Dunn, and Ripley. Who should be our 5th? I like Zorro.
I do too. Zorro. So you need like a roguish guy, I think.
Yeah.
I would do Zorro. Yeah.
Oh man, I love this team.
Yeah. We should also try to get like a superhero if we can.
So Meteor Man?
Oh yeah, Meteor Man works.
All right, so we have Meteor Man, Zorro, Ripley, David Dunn, Edna, and Rita. Because Rita's not really a superhero. She's just our Q.
This is a good list. I like this list.
Yeah, I like this crew. I'd watch this movie. Everyone would get along.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a really good movie.
Imagine a scene where picture Predator, but where Rita and Ripley pull a Predator, and they meet their hands together like Carl Weathers and Arnold. Man, that'd be so cool. And
yeah, that's amazing.
David Dunn is such a nice guy. Him and Meteor Man would get along great. Zorro's really nice. He's kind of rakish, so he might be the wild card. And then Edna would just make him look great.
You can't make Zorro look better. Let's be honest.
Oh, that's
He's not the
true.
Scarlet Pimpernel.
She would just make everything bulletproof on him.
Give him a different colored rain vest.
Yeah.
This one's better looking for you.
It's just it's Kevlar. It's weightless and bulletproof. And he's bulletproof. No, she would give him a scuba tank in case he got thrown into water.
Yeah.
She would make him a portable breather. Whoa.
Think about that superhero. The world is what, 70% water? Yours.
Yeah. Well, I guess.
No, drowning.
I guess the only way to kill him is drowning. But that makes sense, right? Because you can be impervious. Like, I mean, I guess because he's never gotten sick in his life. So that means he probably won't get, I guess cancer or other genetic or like illnesses. So you don't have to cut his body open and do surgery. So the one way to kill him is drown him. Makes sense. It's pretty logical. I love it.
Same with Wolverine. Just drown him.
Oh, yeah. And the creature from Signs.
Yeah. He has a thing for water.
That's right.
Shyamalan.
Well, this was fun. I like our squad.
This was fun, but I have a draft for you.
Uh-oh. What are we doing?
We're doing Liam Neeson versus Viggo Mortensen.
Whoa.
I'm going to give you a movie that neither of them are in, and you have to tell me which one you would rather see in this.
I love it.
So, first one up. These cop cars just keep flying by. It's never been this loud before.
They're coming after you.
Yeah. They can't believe I'm doing this. The Terminator. Liam Neeson or Viggo Mortensen?
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, let's see. Oh, man. All right, so I'm looking at both of them. He has the heart there. But then the thumbs up. The size of Liam definitely helps because he's bigger than Viggo. I would go Viggo because
Ooh,
I think
interesting.
Neeson is great, but in all of his action movies, there's always an element of emotion in there, and I think that's why people like him. You can see the panic in his eyes. You can see the emotion going through him in Taken or Nonstop or the train movie, which I really like, The Commuter. He does that kind of panic excellently and paranoid and just butt kicking. But I think Viggo, when you think about him as Aragorn, he's very warm towards them, but he's also a legit badass. So I think he can pull off the thumbs up, the likability, the kind of weird father figure, but he could also pull off the stoicism better.
I'm going to go with Liam. I think Liam Neeson's a better Terminator.
Ooh.
Disagree.
That's one of the rare ones.
It is very rare. Okay, number 2, James Bond.
Oh. Wow.
You get weirder from here.
Let's see. I got to go Viggo again. I do. I think I've just never seen Liam Neeson as suave. And I know that sounds terrible. I think he has more of an earnest, likable presence. I think the danger is more there with Vigo. I think he could pull more of a Daniel Craig type of Bond off. So I'm going Vigo.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that. Yeah, based off the back of, was it Eastern Provinces?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay, good. We agree. Okay, number 3. This is so dumb. Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore. I would absolutely go for Neeson because of his size as a hockey enforcer and a legit fighter. I would take... And the silliness of him in the man-child. I've never seen Vigo man-child it up, but I've seen Liam go for it comedically. So, yeah, I'm taking Liam.
I think I'm going to take Vigo. We disagree again. This is rare. A rare disagreement episode. I think Liam Neeson wants to be funny, but doesn't have it in him. And I think Viggo Mortensen is more likely to be funny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay. This is crazy. Okay. Hicks from Aliens.
So the Michael Biehn role.
Yes.
Vigo.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. Yeah. That's a clear one. Yeah. Okay. This is the last one. Count Dracula from Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I got once again this sucks, but I got to go with Vigo because Gary Oldman in that movie is frightening, but he's also very smooth and suave and like seductive. So as much as I like Liam Neeson, I think Vigo would be better at that, like the seduction, the sexiness of being a vampire, but also the pain and the creepiness of it. So I'm taking Vigo based on his prophecy performance. Yeah,
100% agreed. 100%. Okay, so we were 3 agreement, 2 disagreement, which is very rare for us.
Yeah, that was fun. That was tough though. There was a couple where my brain just almost fried. So
Happy Gilmore, right?
Yeah, but I see his Happy Gilmore like Sean William Scott and Goon, where he's just more earnest in his approach, and I could see a young Liam doing that, which I like. I could see him fist fighting Bob Barker, not Vigo. As much as I could try, I don't see a fist fight against Vigo. I think Liam would sell a fist fight against Bob Barker better than Vigo.
Yeah. Okay. I do have some other questions I want to ask you unless you want to jump back into the movie.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. Does this movie have big Nick Cage energy?
That's a great question. Okay, I'm going to say no, but you can totally change my mind on this.
Mm-hmm.
Because the freakouts in early Nick Cage movies, Vampire's Kiss, you definitely would freak out. But I think it works better, his freaking out, because if you had Nick Cage back in 90 freaking out like this, and you watched it now, it would just be Nick Cage freak out. But I think watching Neeson freak out, it sells it more because he exudes this niceness to him. And as much as I love Nick Cage and think that he deserves his Oscars and he should have won for adaptation, I don't think he gets that warmth across that Liam is. So when he freaks out and does his dance, it's more earned than Nick Cage. But I don't get the vibes because it feels much more Gonzo, much more Sam Raimi. Like Bruce Campbell's freakouts are much different than Nick Cage's in his films. So no, I'm going to say no.
Okay, yeah, that's really interesting. I feel like this does have Nick Cage energy, but it could be because I view like really weird freakouts as all having Nick Cage energy. So I just watched Jiu-Jitsu, which it came out this year, and it has one of the craziest Nick Cage moments I've ever seen in any of his films. It's not a good movie. It's a bad good movie. It's like it's so bad it's good because it makes no sense. But there's this moment where Nick Cage is clearly just like the director said go, and he just did some choices that made no sense, but I appreciate them. So what I'm thinking is going on here is that I am maybe comparing the two scenes in my head. What I'm really talking about is like Cage wears a hat in the scene I'm talking about in Jiu-Jitsu, and Liam Neeson wears a hat in this one, the funnel. So yeah, so maybe there's not. I think I just talked myself out of it. I don't think there is Nick Cage energy. Yeah, because it fits better into the movie. It makes sense. Like Nick Cage, sometimes the freakouts don't make sense.
Yeah, that's just I don't know. I guess you could read it either way, but I just that was my gut opinion in this movie. So I'm gonna say no.
Okay. And then another question I have is, all right? Did you think that Darkman was going to drop the bad guy at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like it wasn't even a question.
No.
Right? It was like a weird like it was, the scene was constructed in such a way that just like Peyton's gonna have this self-doubt that he's not a monster, and he's like, no, I'm a monster. He just does
Yes, it's beautiful. And I love the nail gun shootout. And Bill Pulp fell off that set and he fell 2 stories onto a mat, the cinematographer.
Yeah,
like people are actually falling off of that.
Femur, someone broke their femur.
Yes, yeah, someone broke their leg on there. Like there was a lot of people getting hurt on this set. But I thought he would, because he's not. In the whole movie, he never had a crisis of conscience. A crisis of conscience? What's the word? A crisis of conscience. Like, he never cared about killing people. So, yeah, I was like, he's dunking them. It's done.
Yeah, he only cared about being a freak. He didn't care about murdering. Okay, so another point, maybe just the thing I saw was at the end, he's like, now I'm Darkman. So he wasn't a superhero until the last moment of the film, when he fully embraced Darkman. And then from there, it sounded like he was going to clean up the city. Yeah,
I think he embraced it at the end because he had murdered everybody that he got his revenge.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe after he got... so maybe, how about this, right? You get this superpower, but you're consumed with hate. You go and you murder all the people, then that hate... I've never gone on a revenge mission, but then he just stops having that weight on his shoulders, and he's able to turn that manic energy and anger into something positive, to going after other bad doers, if that makes sense. He's going to still kill them, but
yeah, that makes sense.
I think since he's able to focus off that mission, he's not afraid to go murder some people. Oh man, and he gets a lot of people killed. Remember Paulie? He takes his body and then Paulie gets thrown out of a window.
That's a great scene. It's just really funny, and that's how he gets his money.
And we haven't talked about Durant's finger collection because I don't like it. I like Durant a lot. I think the actor's a good guy. I think he's a capable villain. I just don't like the finger collection because it feels too stylized, and I don't like villains with fetishes because it always rings false to me. What did you think about the finger collection?
I liked that he was cutting people's fingers off. I did not like the finger collection. So I agree with that. Like, he had a signature thing he did, but collecting them felt weird.
Yeah, it felt like a villain fetish that I don't need to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, collect the fingers. It just seems I liked him a lot. Like, the actor played him as just a non-redeemable murderer, and I like that. But then the finger fetish, I don't know. It just doesn't. It's in a nice mahogany case. I don't know. I wasn't a fan.
Okay, and then I guess my final thing is, do you think this movie could be remade or should be remade?
No, because you would have to change it. In this day and age, do you think you could create a character who's just there to murder?
I think you could. I mean, it's an anti-hero, right? Like, it's a little bit like Bloodshot.
Yeah, I guess. No, you're right. And I guess it's nice that Frances McDormand is never fridged in this movie to start the revenge, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he's getting revenge on himself.
Yeah, I like that the motivation isn't fridging. I like that the motivation is just he's pissed off that they tried to kill him. So awesome. But yeah, it's...
Next time, don't fail.
For me, this reads as very cold-blooded. And this movie works because of its quirks. And they just don't make movies like this anymore. Maybe if Noah Hawley, who did Legion and he's going to do Alien TV show and Fargo, tackled it, I'd watch it. Because Noah Hawley seems to be able to make his vision with FX and Fox. He doesn't seem hindered by anything. So It would have to be a Noah Hawley, because he makes weird stuff. It's weird. It has to have a weirdness to it and an edge and a quote-unquote hero who wants to murder people, who isn't going to give quarter. So it's just a tough sell nowadays, for me at least, I think.
Yeah, and I also think we're a longer removed from the 40s and the golden age of comic books than when this movie came out. So like people aren't as familiar with the concept of the Dick Tracy and the pulps and all that stuff. And if you're going to remake it, it would have to be a commentary on the current MCU in some form or fashion. And there's probably a lot of this coming, I bet. I mean, Arch Enemy was definitely that.
We have The Boys out already.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, but even The Boys is I wouldn't even say that is a commentary on the MCU. Like, The Boys was out 10 years ago. Like, I read those comics when they were being released. Like, it feels, frankly, I think The Boys are too far. They're too late. Like, they're trying to talk about things that happened in the 2000s and the 90s, and we're 20 years past that.
Wait, how about this? Donald Gleason.
Okay.
Noah Hawley. Because you like Donald Gleason. Mm-hmm. You like him. He becomes Darkman. And he's not good at it at first. And so the kills are just horribly bloody.
He's bad at his job.
Yeah, and him just learning how to get better at it with just the most grotesque fight scenes. Like Upgrade. Whoa, Upgrade is? No, but there's a fridging. Logan Marshall Green and Darkman, directed by Lee Wannell.
Sounds great. Let's do this. I mean, there's a chance. There's always a chance that Blumhouse will pick this up.
Oh, man. I showed Upgrade to my wife, Megan. She loved it. And then I showed Upgrade to my father-in-law. He loved it. I think everyone loves Upgrade. It's
fantastic. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Logan Marshall Green is underappreciated. Dude's awesome. Oh, well, hey, man, thank you. All right, so real quick before we get out of here, we've done a lot of rankings, but since we did the entire Universal series and we added League of Extraordinary Gentlemen in there and Hollow Man, let's do our definitive ranking real quick. We'll just make it fast. So in our series, right, we've done Hollow Man, we've done Dracula Untold, we've done The Mummy, both of them, Mummy 2017, The Mummy 1999. Let's see, The Mummy, we've done Wolfman, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. What else? Is that it? Are we missing one?
Van Helsing.
Darkman. So we've done Hollow Man, Dracula Untold, The Mummy, Wolfman, League.
Van Helsing.
That's our series, right?
Yeah, that's our series.
So how would you rank these?
Oh, The Mummy 1999 is by far the best one. Darkman. Then it gets into more difficult stuff. I think Wolfman, The Mummy 2017, I believe, Van Helsing, and then League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
This has been a fun series we've done. All right, Mummy 99, Mummy 99, Wolfman, Darkman. Oh, man.
I skipped Dracula Untold in there, by the way.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
Mine's at the bottom. Mine's at the bottom somewhere.
Yeah, Hollow Man and Dracula Untold are at the very bottom. And League. So, all right, Mummy 99, Wolfman, Darkman, Van Helsing because it's so insane, Mummy 2017, Dracula Untold, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Hollow Man. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. So we both put Mummy 99 at top.
yeah, the first two. I mean, the bottom is 100% Hollow Man because it's very difficult to watch.
Yeah. It's not even a variable of enjoyment.
For uncomfortable reasons.
Yeah.
Like League is just not a great film, and Van Helsing's weird. But it's like once you know the background, it's worth watching. Like, frankly, I think you might just want to watch the commentary. You might not even want to watch that movie. You just want to watch the director talk about how amazing he thinks that movie is.
Yes, it's perfect.
Yeah, this was a really fun series. Do you want to tell the audience what we're going to do next?
Well, it's Underworld.
Yeah, all 5 of them.
Oh, I can't wait. This is so fun. I bought the whole Blu-ray set for it and everything.
2021 is going to be the year of the lichens. Wait, year of what's the vampires called? Whatever.
Yeah. Nosferatu, Vostrogi. I don't know. But hey, man, this was fun, dude. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for indulging me on this one. Yeah.
Oh, and also, before we get out of here, make sure to head over to awardwieners.com. Listen to the Award Wieners Movie Review podcast. I know you should be promoting it, but I want to do it because I love it. Because it sounds weird. Like they view an Academy Award winning movie that won Best Picture, and they pair it up with an Oscar Mayer hot dog recipe. But it's a lot of research, and you'll learn a lot about these excellent Best Pictures, mostly excellent Best Picture winners. But yeah, it's worth a listen. Also follow David on Instagram at Award Wieners. You will love everything he puts out.
Yeah, our aesthetic is very much highbrow meets lowbrow.
No, I like that. Where highbrow meets lowbrow. I'm middle. I guess where middlebrow meets highbrow, then meets lowbrow, then meets up with lowbrow and highbrow again. All right, this is good. Well, thank you for joining me, man.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, and for David Cross, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week. All right. All right, man. Well, I look forward